So finishing up these little holes today, or tried to today. Left work a little early, so you can see a found and used again tripod. Right there is, and I'll show you that to you later. That's the Goal Zero power source that I'm going to be using for the fan. So anyway, I'll show you progress as I go along today, filling in all these gaps. So the cool things about all these rough pieces that kind of come off the ends right here, they fit perfectly into these holes. So you want to have every piece or kind of every hole filled so that you're cutting down on this noise. You can kind of hear that noise that's back there. You want to be able to fill all that in, not only for the noise, but just for the insulation. But so I just came from work today. You can tell the office worker hair instead of the regular weekend kind of hair. Anyway, not that you care about the hair, but anyway, I just want to show you that real quick. Hey, good evening. It's dark out. I wish you could see how easy this has actually turned out. I wouldn't say careless, but maybe a little bit careless on the cutting. I do have most of these internal spots filled. You can see in the door right here where I just took this batting and put it in the door. And I didn't notice it until the video the other day. Now I'm pretty close to the camera now, but if I stand back in here and talk at just kind of a regular voice, you can't, for me to be able to make the sound travel, I really have to speak up. Until I had this done, this thing was a giant tin can and just echoed everywhere. So what I'm doing now is taking all of these pieces and putting them in to some of these smaller holes like that I have right here. It's pretty easy to stick in there. It stays pretty well, but I just have to cut a lot of really small pieces versus these much larger pieces and put them in these holes. Once I do that, I can pretty much frame out the walls and start putting the wood in. As far as the walls are concerned and the ceiling is concerned, I told you I was going to talk about this later. These are the wires to the MaxxAir fan. The cool thing about the MaxxAir fan, like I said before, is that it's both intake and outtake. So if you're stinky in the van, you turn that on, it sucks your funk out. If you need some fresh air in, it'll certainly pull fresh air in. But it's all going to be powered by this, which is a Goal Zero. It's made by Yeti. And what it does is I'll have solar powered and all that, but this thing will completely charge the lights, the fan, the gas and everything will be run off of like camp fuel, propane, that type of thing. So should be fairly easy to do that. I wanted to go as less kind of power as possible, or less electricity as possible, because electricity scares me to death. Not only the fact that I don't want to die from it, but I don't like being the schematics and all that stuff of wiring are pretty difficult. So what I'm going to do versus doing that is I'm going to use this Goal Zero thing. I don't know if you can actually see that. I'll get some, but you can see it's got all sorts of power ports, but I'll get into all that later. But it's made by Yeti and completely solar capable. You can actually charge it inside your house too. So, but I came home from work and I wanted to get this stuff done. I only have maybe, I'd say less than 5% left, other than these little tiny holes. But it's worked out pretty well. The other thing that I have to do is if you have these things, I would advise you not to throw them away. I was really considering throwing them away, but what they are the covers for this, which actually are probably more aesthetic for looks than anything else. You see I've got a couple gaps to fill in here and actually up in here. But you hear that? Once that's done, I mean, it'll be nice not only with that, but the insulation piece. But I'll reattach those. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do I'll probably put a piece of wood right here, and wood at the top of the door. I know you can't see that, but anyway, I'm going to put those back on, so it's in no sense of, I guess, assembly or being ready to assemble yet, other than putting that stuff back on. So pretty happy with that. I think that's it. Thanks for the comments, and I've gotten a lot of notes and stuff from it, so thanks a lot. So I'm almost done with that piece. I hope your build is going well. I've watched a lot more of the builds, and what you kind of have to learn as you go along is I can't look at cabinetry, or I can't look at even the bed yet. I know what kind of bed I'm going to build, and it's actually looked pretty cool. It looks pretty simple, very sturdy for, you know, a big guy like me, and my wife is about that big, so not so much concerned about being stable for her as being stable for me, because my large body is going to be bouncing around in there when I'm trying to sleep and get some rest, and don't want it sagging or bowing or anything like that. So any rate, but I can't, like I said, I can't get too far ahead. I have to really study one small thing at a time. I can't tell you how long I studied the floor. I can't tell you how long I studied the fan. I mean, it was a lot of studying. Like I said in that first video that I did, it's not measure once and cut, or measure twice and cut once for me. It's measure 27 times and cut 7 times, because I was messing stuff up. But I hope that you are learning a lot. I hope that I'm helping the least little bit. I've learned a few things from you. Buddy, I appreciate you talking to me about the adhesive and the fact that where it sprays and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's it for today. I'll post some more stuff later. Like I said, the next thing will be framing out the walls and everything in here to be able to actually adhere the wood to. We're going to use planks rather than the one big sheet, because it's going to be really difficult to cut around the bottom, and I wanted to be able to piece it meal like a puzzle or something like that. But anyway, that's what I'm doing today. Thank you again, and see you soon. I'm finished with the insulation, so I'm measuring all this stuff. I just have a quick question. I've got this this really cool thing. It's this Bose speaker thing that I listen to, and I find myself listening to all kinds of stuff. What do you listen to in the van? I just noticed a big hole right here, and I'm glad I saw that. What do you listen to when you're working in your van? Leave a comment below and let me know. If you've got a playlist or something like that. That hole's really bothering me now. No, I'm not finished. Now I have to fill that in. But anyway, what do you listen to when you're working in your van? Or what do you listen to while you work? Because my music is schizophrenic at best. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you listen to. If you got a playlist, share it with me. If I have a playlist, you know, maybe I'll create a van work playlist for myself, because I've gone from Johnny Cash to the Deftones to Slipknot to some really old blues to all kinds of stuff. It kind of keeps me motivated, but it's a nutso playlist. So let me know. Thanks. And wood framing comes next, so I'm pretty happy. See ya.